What is up, guys? It is AJ from MMA Experts, and we are talking about the fight between Jimmy Crute and Modestas Bukauskas, fight here in the UFC light heavyweight division, and damn did it deliver. Jimmy Crute knocks out Modestas in the first round, massive right hand, followed by an uppercut and a left hook as he goes down, hit him with one more shot, I believe, as well. Modestas was finished. He was hurt so bad by that punch. I mean, it looked fairly competitive early on, a little clinch work. Nothing crazy really happened, or a bit of a low blow landed against Modestas, and then there was a bit of a break in action, and then the fight starts getting going, and massive shot by Crute, and that was it. I mean, that was all she wrote. It was about 2 minutes the knockout was at. Very quick fight. I think Jimmy Crute is a serious threat in this light heavyweight division as far as breaking into the top 10, possibly top 15, especially he's young. I believe only 24 or 26 years old. I want to double check that for you guys so I don't give you something wrong on it, but I don't think that Jimmy Crute is more than 26. He's 24 years of age. I mean, that's a huge win. And Modestas Bukauskas is good, has a lot of striking skill. I'm going to be honest, I was more impressed with Jimmy Crute's striking than I've ever been. I mean, wow, I thought he was going to be able to get this fight to the mat, probably look for a submission, but he outstruck the striker here. I think Jimmy Crute is really developing nicely. Keep an eye on Jimmy. Now, as for the next matchup for him, beating Modestas Bukauskas, yes, as far as rankings go, is probably not the biggest win of all time, but for me, I think it's a big win because he took on Modestas as a good striker and beat him at his own game, and that carries value in my opinion. So let me see where Jimmy Crute is sitting. He was sitting around number 16 in the world. This is on Ranking MMA, not legit, I guess, but it is legit because what odds are, or rather, what rankings are truly the official ones? Yeah, we have official ones, but sometimes they're all messed up. So Bukauskas was sitting at 31 by Ranking MMA, so it's not a big jump up in competition for Crute. He called for a fight against Nikita Krylov. I could potentially see that fight happening if Krylov is not scheduled for something. I could see the UFC going in a different direction. If Shogun Rua, Paul Craig fight, maybe do you go with Paul Craig, Shogun Rua winner versus Jimmy Crute? I mean, I think potentially that could work. I don't believe Jimmy Crute fought Paul Craig. I want to quickly double check who the past few fights have been for Jimmy. I mean, actually take that back. He did fight Paul Craig. That's why it looked familiar. So forget about the Paul Craig fight. I don't think the rematch is necessary. He called out Nikita Krylov. I don't know if Nikita would be next, because that is a big jump, from 16 to 10, fighting a guy that was ranked, in the top 30. Potentially it could happen if timing aligns itself. I would like to see it. If not, potentially a fight against Ovin St. Preux is another option that I kind of like for Jimmy Crute. He's a very exciting developing prospect, does have that loss to Mishar Sukhanov about 3 fights ago now, but I really think he could potentially break into the top 10 sometime in 2021, and I think he's a very fun guy to watch in this division. I don't know about top 5. I don't know about championship just yet. He's only 24 years old. Let's see how he progresses. I don't think we have to rush him too fast, but I do think a Nikita Krylov or Ovin St. Preux fight could potentially be next if he's getting a fight versus a guy higher ranked than him. And he did say he wants Krylov. Krylov will take it. I'm just going to pick between those two. I don't really like the idea of him fighting guys outside of like the top 20. Just we saw what happened with him and Modestas, and Modestas is a good, up-and-coming guy. But I think Crute deserves more. He's a very hot prospect, 12-1 as a pro, and I think keep an eye on Jimmy Crute. Now, as for Modestas, I mean, if we look back at the rankings, there's a lot of names that he could potentially fight. Maybe even Aleska Kamur, who just recently lost to William Knight. I could potentially see that fight happening for Modestas. Both are 1-1 in the UFC. I don't dislike that idea. Both strikers, both good strikers. I think I'm going with that fight. I think that could be next. But the UFC can go any which way. They could give him a guy that hasn't even fought in the octagon yet, or they could give him a veteran that's taken a few losses. So I guess we'll potentially find out whenever Modestas Bukauskas can come back. I think he's going to need a bit of a break. Pretty devastating knockout loss that he took. But I do think he's still an exciting prospect, and I do think he has potential to be a top 15 fighter. But he got caught against Jimmy Crute, who's on the rise here, and he got knocked out very brutally. But all right, guys, that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. Also, guys, follow my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and I'll see you all in the next video.